Well, the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh joins me now to talk about the latest on vaccines and the ongoing crisis in long-term care homes in this country. Jagmeet Singh, good to see you again. Thanks for taking time.
My pleasure.
You know, there's a lot of confusion, as you know, today over the number of Pfizer doses Canada could receive based on whether it's 5 doses per vial or 6 doses per vial approved by Health Canada. Provinces have been told to plan for fewer doses, but federal officials say they're still confident Pfizer will deliver 4 million doses as promised to Canada by the end of March. How confident are you in Pfizer's commitment to Canada?
Well, I'm deeply concerned. They've been missing deadlines. They've been indicating different barriers and challenges. And it is very concerning because, as we all know, the more delays in vaccines means more infections and more deaths. So this is very serious, and I'm deeply concerned.
I guess one of the big questions is, and you know, as a lawyer, you're familiar with contracts and so on. And I guess I'm wondering, we don't know what a contract says because nobody's seen it outside the government. What's guaranteed in terms of doses, or is the agreement about best efforts, and is it not ironclad guarantees? How can you get those answers? There seems to be a lot of goodwill between the government and Pfizer that this will all work out, but do we need more than that?
I think we do. I think we need to know exactly what the agreement is so that we can hold them to account. We've seen in Europe there is positioning where other countries are setting themselves up to potentially sue. Italy has made it clear that they're going to sue Pfizer if they don't follow through on their commitment. We need to know if we've got those same protections in place. And if not, I think we need to put those protections in place, given what we've seen so far with the delays and with the lack of clarity around doses. I mean, the fact that Pfizer is now saying there's 6 in a vial instead of 5, I trust Health Canada. If Health Canada is telling us it's 5, then Pfizer needs to come up with the rest of those doses.
Yeah, although it sounds like the federal government's proactively going out and procuring 37.5 million of the special syringes required to extract 6 doses. What are you suggesting? Are you, and Health Canada is going to make that decision at some point. Does it sound to you like Pfizer is perhaps looking for ways to improve the bottom line? If they can get 6 doses out of Canada, it means fewer vials they have to ship to the country. And what about that?
Well, that should not be what's going on. And that's a fair consideration. We have to factor that in. At the end of the day, Pfizer just wants to make money. We need to make sure that we are protecting Canadians. So Health Canada has to make that determination. We trust if Health Canada says it's okay, then that'll be fine. And then if it is the case, then we do need to make the proper preparations in place in terms of having the right type of syringe for the increased dosage. But at the end of the day, this decision should be something supported by our experts here. Health Canada should approve it. And more than ever, we need to make sure we're holding Pfizer and any pharmaceutical company for that matter to account. We need to make sure there's guarantees in terms of commitments of what they're going to deliver, and that if they don't deliver, there's penalties. That is how we have to operate to make sure Canadians are defended. And really, at the end of the day, Justin Trudeau has a responsibility to show that he's going to fight for the vaccines that Canadians need to effectively fight for Canadians.
You called again today for the Prime Minister to take action to turn the for-profit Revera chain of long-term care homes, which is owned by a federal investment company, into publicly owned facilities. He's reluctant to do that so far. My question is this: why can't you have national standards that would apply to for-profit care homes? Why do you have to talk about getting rid of them?
Well, I think the national standards or setting what are the best practices or practices that have worked and sharing those are vital. Setting those standards and setting guidelines around how we can care for seniors in long-term care homes is vital. But Revera is the second largest long-term care home provider that's for-profit. It is owned by a federal agency. The Liberal government, Justin Trudeau, snapped their fingers and bought a pipeline. They can certainly make this public. And the reason why is because the overwhelming evidence is, whether we have standards or not, for-profit care is inherently, based on the evidence, more dangerous for the residents. There's been far more infections and far more deaths and horrible conditions that have been outlined by the military report, including reusing syringes and using expired medication. This is because for-profit is looking at the bottom line, and the bottom line is not caring for seniors, it's making money. Right. And that is a problem. It doesn't have a place in our healthcare system.
All right, NDP Leader Jagmeet Singh, good to talk to you tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.